Hello, hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Wednesday's Lunch and Learn with Shamber. It is almost the end of the year, guys. We only have 2 weeks left to survive. And then we got to start all over again. It's only 2 weeks, so we can handle it. Do we have any cool wins, accomplishments? I'm going to give a shout out if nobody speaks up, but anybody has anything just super cool to share the last couple weeks of the year, anything positive, any accomplishments, milestones? Somebody give me something. People are shy today. Okay, it's the end of the year, guys. We're moving right along. Okay, so I'm going to give a shout out to Brian. Brian is the founder of Youth Mentors based out of Florida. I want to give him a shout out because he is literally the most ideal type of client and family member that the nonprofit plug loves to have. Here's why. One, he does everything that we tell him to. Number two, he comes to every single lunch and learn. Number three, he's very, very, and I don't know what a stronger word is for very, but very, very involved in the development of his nonprofit and ensuring its success and sustainability. So Brian, I just wanted to give you a shout out because us, me, Amber, and Alex and Jay on the nonprofit plug family side, we appreciate you because of your tenacity and your dedication to ensuring the success of your nonprofit and not just waiting for shit to happen.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I really, on behalf of our whole team, like I and we all really appreciate you. And it just means like your success is going to come that much faster and you're going into 2024 really strong. And so I can't tell you how much like I appreciate you more than anything.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Sharon. I appreciate the kind words. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, we can see you perfectly.
Oh, okay, because I can't see myself. Usually you would have all the different people.
You don't need to see
lined up.
yourself. It's okay. You look great.
Well, I got to check my hair and, make sure my glasses are straight, kind of a thing,
They look straight from my end, but I kind of look crooked, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind
Of
words.
course.
And I really appreciate your help as well, which has been just right on the money. It's just been, everything has fallen together really well. But hey, I certainly needed the guidance, and I can't imagine getting as far as I have in such a short time without your expertise. So I really appreciate your staff and your input. It's just been terrific so far.
Absolutely. Yeah, no problem. And then I see Maurice and Erica on here. I know they don't want to show face, but I want them to share that they actually do have a win. And I want you guys to share about the win from your first ever fundraiser. Erica and Maurice, so one of you want to tell us about your fundraiser you guys did? Because you guys are also another example of a nonprofit plug family member who like not only just listens to us, but actually implements and executes.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, that's right, Maurice. Come on, share with us.
Yeah, we did our first fundraiser. Was it December 3rd? Went very well. Had a lot of support. I think we raised a little under $1,000. So that was definitely a win for us. And with that money and a few other things that we did, we took out 8 kids. We're still taking them out this week to go shopping for shoes and clothing and stuff like that. So it's going pretty well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was really excited to hear about that. I think Alex and I may have been just as excited as you and Erica were for the success of your guys' car wash because, it's not easy things to do to run these events and it takes a lot of work. So the fact that you guys just brought in under 1,000 in the day, for doing something little like that is really meaningful. So congrats.
Yeah, so yeah, we plan on doing some stuff. We're just brainstorming some stuff. So it's going to be some stuff we're coming up with for the following year. And with the help of you and Alex, you guys have definitely been helping us out. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Okay. Unless anyone else has any wins or accomplishments, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be coughing throughout this whole thing today. I've got a cough I'm dealing with. Anybody else have any wins or accomplishments they want to share? Otherwise, we're going to dive in. We have another hefty, gnarly topic for you guys today that is going to be very content heavy. Yes, Miss Bennett.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I started a Give Butter campaign last month and I raised $400. So that's cool for
We
me.
love
And now
it.
I'm going to find a place to rent so that I can show like a mini version of the Learning Center. So that's my win.
So
Thank
cool.
you all.
That's a huge win. Congratulations. Listen, I don't care if it's $5 or not. That is a win. We'll take it. Okay. Jay, so today we are going to be going over crafting your strategic plan. You should already have a strategic plan in place for 2024, but a lot of us are new nonprofit organizations. We don't know what a strategic plan is. We're just getting into the swing of things. So this is your guidebook, literally a step-by-step guide. You can download this PowerPoint and you can, looks like we just lost the PowerPoint here. Hopefully that'll come back. There we go. That way you guys can use this and download it and just literally fill it in and get yourselves a very basic strategic plan. Keep in mind, this is a very basic strategic plan framework. Maurice, did you have a question? Maybe not. Maybe we had a hand just accidentally go up. Okay. Guys, if you have questions, just interrupt me or put them in the chat. Okay, go ahead. What's up?
Having issues. One thing I forgot to mention, we did get a grant from Smart Final for $250. We just found that out earlier this week.
Yesterday, day before, I think I saw that email.
Yeah, so it's going. It's happening.
I love it. I'm so excited for you guys. Literally, another example, Youth Waves Beyond Watts is a brand new nonprofit, like just got their status, probably Brian, right around the same time that you did within the past like month or two, and just like really hitting the ground running and implementing like all of the coachings. It's really cool. Okay, Jay, go ahead and hit us with slide 2. So we are talking today about creating your strategic plan. So there's a whole essence around the strategic plan life. Several different reasons that it's good for you guys. Sometimes grant applications will require a strategic plan. So number one, be ready for funding. So that's having a strategic plan. But all in all, we're going to explore the critical elements and steps necessary to develop a robust strategic plan for your nonprofit organization today. And this will be not just a document, it's really your guiding roadmap that will help your organization toward achieving your mission and making meaningful impact. It's sort of like your guide for the whole next year. Most of the time, people put strategic plans together and it's a 3 to 5 year strategic plan. You're a newer nonprofit. It's okay if you're going to do one that is just going to be looking at your year in advance while you sort of try to develop the next couple of years. But keep in mind, they are usually a 3 to 5 year roadmap, which is all this is. A strategic plan is just a roadmap. So the importance of strategic planning, it's a cornerstone for your nonprofit success. Provides you a framework for decision-making, resource allocation, organizational development, and a well-crafted strategic plan. It enhances focus and clarity. So this helps you align your efforts with your mission, empowers your organization to navigate challenges, because also in your strategic plan, you do identify what your challenges are. So that's going to be a part of that too. So just like a ship needs a compass to navigate your vast ocean, your nonprofit needs a strategic plan to steer through the dynamic landscape of your nonprofit sector. So this is going to help you guys kind of be your compass and ensuring every action and initiative is purposefully dedicated and directed toward achieving your long-term goal. It helps you guys with what we call scope creep. A strategic plan will help you stay focused throughout the year, because like most nonprofit founders, you have so many ideas and so many different cool things that you want to do for the community. But to be the most impactful and the most sustainable and to bring in the most funds, you have to be clear and focused. And that's what this strategic plan will allow you to do. So it's also not just a leadership task. It's a collaborative effort that engages everyone in your organization. A good strategic plan will include your whole entire leadership team. Now, a lot of you are sort of, a one-man band, and that's okay. But consider if you've got a couple of strong volunteers or some family members, consider involving them to help you with the strategic plan so that you have a couple of different minds to have a part of your vision. And this collaborative spirit is crucial for translating strategy into action and achieving meaningful outcomes. Okay. So today we're going to cover the why and how of nonprofit strategic planning, focusing on key components such as the mission and vision statements, values, goals, your SWOT analysis, stakeholder engagement, action plans, and essential steps for successful implementation and monitoring. So let's go ahead and jump to the next slide, Jay, and let's dive in to some of this. So why does strategic planning matters? Let me ask you guys, before you even learn really about strategic planning, and you kind of see a couple of the main points on the screen, but like, why is strategic planning important to you? You can speak up or you can share with us in the chat. I know some people know what strategic planning is. Why is it important? Ooh, we got some nervous ones today. Does anybody want to share why they think strategic planning matters?
Okay, I'll help you out. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead, share.
Okay. Well, our strategic plan helps us avoid getting distracted. It's so easy to get distracted, and then the money piddles out here, the money piddles out there, and all of a sudden we're wondering, why are we operating at a loss?
I just want to know, have you and Amber been having conversations without me?
I think Amber and I need some cocktails together.
I think she would love that.
I will uncover it for you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely right. A strategic plan can has a major financial impact on you guys, and we'll get into that. Okay, a couple of people have provided a guide for the year. Angelique, absolutely. To map out strategy for success, absolutely. Yeah. So those are really good. Okay, so the main strategic planning matters. These are the main reasons why, among a bazillion other things. But of course, enhances organizational focus and clarity, improves decision-making and resource allocation, facilitates better communication and collaboration. Hector, good one, serves a purpose and goals, attracts and retains donors, volunteers, and supporters. So let me kind of go into each of those in detail. So when we're talking about enhancing organizational focus and clarity, really what that means is a strategic plan serves as a compass, right? We were talking about the nonprofit as the ship, and, we're leading the ship through some gnarly waters, providing a clear sense of direction for your nonprofit. It helps align everyone within the organization towards common goals, reducing ambiguity, fostering a shared understanding of the organization's purpose. That's what we mean when we're talking about enhances organizational focus and clarity. When we're talking about improving decision-making and resource allocation, we're talking that strategic planning enables informed decision-making by providing a framework to evaluate our choices against the organization's missions objectives. So this is ensuring resources, whether they're financial, human, time, or allocated efficiently to initiatives that align with your strategic priorities. So when we're talking about resource allocation, it's not just financial. Resource allocation is the money, the human, the time, and ensuring all of those are allocated efficiently to your initiative and your strategic priorities. When we talk about facilitates better communication and collaboration, this is a well-communicated strategic plan which fosters transparency and shared understanding among your different team members and with your outside community. So not just internally, but with outside funders, donors, whoever. So that helps you guys on that one, and just illustrating how each person's roles contributes to your overarching goals. When we're referring to attracts and retains donors, volunteers, supporters, we're referring to the fact that donors and supporters are more drawn to an organization with a clear sense of purpose and strategic vision for the future. Let me say that one again. Donors and supporters are drawn to organizations with a clear sense of purpose and a strategic vision for the future. So a compelling strategic plan may be a powerful tool for fundraising, demonstrating accountability, and especially showcasing the impact of contributions. That's the ultimate that people really want to know, is how are their contributions making an impact in your organization so that they can donate more money. Okay. Any questions on why strategic planning matters? Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide, Jay. This is really, the next couple slides are really going to be the bulk of what you guys are really going to want to learn about strategic planning. So these next couple of sections, this is what you can download to actually fill out for your organization. Oh, looks like we just lost the PowerPoint again. Here it comes. Okay, key components of a strategic plan. And we're going to go through each one of these. So there are, I think, like 7 or 8 of them. So we're going to go through the first 4, and then we'll go through the next slides. And then we'll give you guys a workbook that you can use that follows along with this PowerPoint. Everyone can still see the PowerPoint, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Key components of a nonprofit strategic plan. Number 1, mission statement. Clearly articulate the fundamental purpose of your organization. Why is this important? The mission statement is the foundation of your strategic plan. This defines why your organization exists and guides decision-making. So this serves kind of as your beacon, aligning all activities with all of your core values. That's why you include a mission vision statement. So last week, we talked about the annual report. These are very similar. The difference is the annual report is basically showing you what you did in that year for impact. Your strategic plan is going to show your current impact, but it's also going to show your internal and show your external key stakeholders what's coming down the line and what's the goal of the organization for the next 3 to 5 years. So number 1 is the mission statement. Number 2, vision statement. Describe the desired future state of your organization and what you aspire to achieve. So the vision statement provides a compelling picture of success, inspiring and motivating your stakeholders. So this guides your strategic decision-making by outlining the ultimate goal and desired impact. That's your second one. Number 3, this is the third component to your strategic plan, values. Identify the core principles and beliefs that guide your organization's actions. Why is this important? Values from the ethical foundation of your nonprofit. They shape the organizational culture and influence decision-making, ensuring alignment with principles that matter to your stakeholders. So your organization at a minimum should have mission, vision, and values. That should be a part of your annual report. That should be a part of your strategic plan. It should be on your website and any promotional material. Those should always be on there. Now, what's different from the annual report that we talked about last week and what you are including in your strategic plan this week, goals and objectives. This is typically the hardest part of creating your strategic plan. So you definitely want to take some time here. So goals and objectives. Outline specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. There's an acronym for that. It's SMART. So you want to create all your SMART goals. SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Those are your SMART goals. Goals and objectives, these translate your mission and vision into actionable steps. And that's what people want to see in a strategic plan. Okay. The next component, Jay, go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, these are the 3 final components. We're going to go over all 7 of these again. So number 5, SWOT analysis. Analyze your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This will help you inform your strategic decisions. Literally, take a piece of paper, make a box or a big old whiteboard and put strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. And then you're going to go through each of those and just take some brainstorming hours and fill that out. So a SWOT analysis identifies internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as your external opportunities and threats. This is crucial for understanding the current landscape and developing strategies that lever your strengths and address any type of weaknesses your organization will have. This is included in a strategic plan, is your SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay. Next, number 6, stakeholder analysis. Identify and understand the needs and expectations of key stakeholders. So key stakeholders could be the individuals that you serve, your donors, your funders, the grants, the foundations, your employees, your volunteers. Those are all key stakeholders. So identify who those are and understand their needs and expectations. And this analysis helps you ensure that your strategic plan considers this perspective of those directly impacted by your organization. As part of your strategic planning process, I recommend you always, at minimum, have at least one person that you're serving or who has been served by your organization be a part of your strategic planning process. So these help you foster collaboration and helps you tailor strategies to meet your stakeholder expectations. Okay. The final element, action plans. You also include this in your strategic plan too. This is the last section. Detail specific initiatives and projects to achieve your set SMART goals. These action plans break down larger goals into more manageable tasks, so they provide a clear roadmap for implementation, assigning responsibilities and timelines to ensure progress along the way. So Jay, go back one slide. Let me just go through these one more time because this is the most critical section to your nonprofit strategic plan. So remember, this is really just a framework for you guys to use. You can download this and literally just start filling it in. And we'll provide you guys a guidebook that you can use with this. So key components of a nonprofit strategic plan. Number 1, mission statement. Number 2, vision statement. Number 3, values. Number 4, goals and objectives, your SMART goals and objectives. Number 5, SWOT analysis. Number 6, stakeholder analysis. Number 7, action plans. So let me run through those one more time so we can define those. Your first section is going to be Hector, we'll go to the next page in 2 seconds. Let me go through these 4 and then we'll hit that. So I can repeat it again for you guys. So first key component is your mission statement. Clearly articulate the fundamental purpose of your organization. Number 2, vision statement. Describe the desired future state of your organization that aspires to achieve. Number 3, values. Identify the core principles and beliefs that guide your nonprofit's actions. Number 4, goals and objectives. Outline your specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Those are your SMART goals. We could probably do an entire presentation on just SMART goals. In fact, Alex, we should probably do that. I think that would help with some of our grant clients too. So we'll do in the new year, in January, just to help continue the momentum with strategic planning, we'll do a whole PowerPoint on just how to create SMART goals. That's the most difficult to me. That's the most difficult section of the strategic plan. Okay, go ahead and go to the next slide, Jay. Number 5, SWOT analysis. Analyze your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This will help you inform in your strategic decisions. Take a whiteboard, a piece of paper, make 4 boxes in it, and just take a brainstorming session and identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and you'll include that in your strategic plan. Number 6, stakeholder analysis. Identify and understand the needs and expectations of key stakeholders. it is very important, and I just said this, I'm going to say again because that's how important it is, that you include at least one person that you are going to serve or who has been served by your organization in your strategic planning, especially in that SWOT analysis. That's where I would really include them. Have that stakeholder work with you and brainstorm strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's a great activity to do. It's also a cool team building and bonding activity. Y'all can just maybe do lunch for an hour or two and identify all your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and boom, you've got SWOT analysis done. You included your stakeholders. You did some bonding time, engagement, relationship development, all there together. And then the final component to your nonprofit strategic plan is your action plan. Detail specific initiatives and projects to achieve your set goals. So what are these programs that are going to achieve your SMART goals? What are these specific projects? What are the initiatives? Whatever you guys want to call that. Include your action plan, your specific initiatives and projects to achieve those SMART goals that you identified. So remember, your strategic plan should flow. It should, when you have SMART goals and you have action plans, they should be speaking to each other. You shouldn't have a goal that you want to save 50 pit bulls and then you don't have an action plan that's a dog rescue. That wouldn't make sense. So make sure if you're going to save 50 pit bulls that you have a program that is a pit bull dog rescue. Okay, so we'll come back to this section again. Jay, go ahead and hit the next one. So just to piggyback on those components, by carefully crafting those components, your nonprofit can build a comprehensive strategic plan that aligns with your organizational efforts, engages stakeholders, and it sets the stage for meaningful and sustainable impact. So as we're looking through these different components, we're now going to be looking at how do we actually monitor, right? Okay, so implementation and monitoring. Define roles and responsibilities. This is where you clearly outline the roles and responsibilities of each of your team members, including your board members, involved in the execution of the strategic plan. Assign ownership of specific initiatives. This is where it's talking about allocate resources effectively. So you'll assign ownership of specific initiatives to ensure your accountability and focus. And then we've got, resource allocation, which we love resource allocation. Allocate resources judiciously considering budgetary constraints and organizational priorities. So this is looking at your finances, I call it sweat equity when we're looking at the people side. These are critical that you guys assign all of that, allocate those resources appropriately. Ensure that the human, financial, and technological resources are aligned with your strategic objectives. Communication and training. This is all part of implementation and monitoring. And don't forget, guys, I'm going to give you a guidebook so you'll have all of this to work through. So when we're talking about implementation, we're talking about defining roles and responsibilities, resource allocation, and communication and training. So you're going to want to foster a culture of open communication to keep everyone informed and engaged. Provide any kind of necessary training and support to equip your team members with the skills needed for successful execution. Deshelle, we're going to always provide a guidebook, a good guidebook. That's like how we can get everything accomplished, right? So you get the training today, you get introduced to the topic today, and then you have the guidebook to help walk you through it. Okay, when we're talking about monitoring and evaluation, we're looking at 3 components: establishing a system for tracking progress, regular reviews and adjustments, feedback mechanisms. So let's go into each of those. So when we're talking about monitoring and evaluation and establishing a system for tracking progress, this is where you're identifying your KPIs, key performance indicators. These measure progress towards your strategic goals. You're going to maybe use project management tools, reporting systems, however you guys want to do that, but you're going to need to have some sort of tracking system. You can use Excel. That's totally fine. Regular reviews and adjustments. Schedule periodic reviews to assess the effectiveness of your strategies So let's say you guys work this month, create your 2024 strategic plan, you implement it in January. This slide is really referring to like maybe 3 months in. As a new nonprofit, I would be doing a quarterly review of how effective your strategic plan is. So the effectiveness of the strategies that you guys have identified, I would be doing it every quarter. So finish your strategic plan this month, kick it off January 1st. At the end of quarter one, at the end of March, you are going to review, are you in alignment still with your strategic plan? And then for feedback mechanisms, really create channels for feedback from team members, stakeholders, and beneficiaries, which are really your stakeholders, and ask them, how are we doing in the implementation and the execution of our strategic plan or our programs? It's always great to celebrate milestones. So definitely acknowledge and celebrate your achievements along the way to help keep your team motivated. Recognize and appreciate efforts of individuals. So by you guys doing the clear implementation strategies, the robust monitoring, the culture of continuous improvement, your nonprofit can ensure, I want to repeat that again because that's how important this is. Your nonprofit can ensure that the strategic plan becomes a dynamic tool that guides the organization toward its goals while you're fostering a culture of accountability and adaptability. That's why this implementation and monitoring is so important. Take December, the rest of the month, create your strategic plan, execute it January 1st, reevaluate at the end of Q1, include your stakeholders. This will help you have your continuous improvement, ensuring strategic plan is in the works and is operating efficiently for you guys. Okay, and so a little bit more, does that make sense to you guys? Are there any questions before I kind of go on to the next one? And I can't see the chat, so if it's for some reason want to disappear from my screen. Okay, there it is. Any questions so far on implementation and monitoring? Okay. All right, Jay, let's go ahead and hit the next slide on communication and engagement. So if you guys feel like this is very familiar to last week's annual report, an annual report is basically the same as a strategic plan, just without your future goals and objectives. So a lot of this is redundant communication because it's the same kind of impact that you want to showcase. So in your strategic plan, and as you're evaluating and as you're creating it and having these brainstorming sessions, communication and engagement is very, very important. So when we're talking about communication and engagement, we're talking about internal communication. We want to ensure that every team member understands and aligns with the strategic plan. We want to have a shared understanding because this promotes unity of purpose, enhances collective efforts, and this is all toward your common goals. So utilizing internal communication channels such as team meetings, which is bonding, newsletters, maybe your intranet platforms. This is how you can disseminate information about the strategic plan. And remember, regular updates help keep everyone informed about the progress and changes. My favorite way to do a strategic plan is to book a day out, block it out for everybody, and everyone just go through the whole process together, but especially that SWOT analysis. We want to engage open dialogue. This is still under internal communication. So we want to foster an environment that encourages open dialogue and feedback. Team members should feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, asking questions, and providing input on the strategic initiatives that we all have. So we want to implement mechanisms such as regular feedback sessions, suggestion boxes, collaborative platforms to facilitate communication, actively address concerns and questions raised by your team members to strengthen organizational cohesion. Okay, let's talk about external communication. This is when you're going to share the vision externally. And I think I have, yep, okay. So when you're sharing the vision externally, communicate the strategic plan to external stakeholders, including donors, volunteers, partner organizations, and the community. You're going to clearly articulate the organization's vision, mission, values, and your key objectives to building your external support. So utilize those various communication channels, press releases, social media, newsletters. That's how you're going to get a broad audience. And you're going to want to highlight the positive impact that the strategic plan aims to achieve in the community. And this allows you guys to demonstrate accountability. So while you're showcasing transparency and accountability by providing updates on the progress of your strategic plan, you're sharing key achievements, milestones, challenges. All of this is to build that trust with your external stakeholders. And these communication plans outline when and how updates will be shared. So this plan ensures consistent and timely communication, reinforcing the organization's commitment to transparency. Okay, then we've got some engagement strategies. Jay, hit one more slide for me. I want to see if I have these on here. I may not. So, okay, go back to communication engagement. So we'll send out some additional information to you guys because I really want to define what does engagement strategies really sound like and what does that mean? So when we're referring to engagement strategies, we're involving stakeholders in the decision making. So you want to implement strategies to involve key stakeholders in decision-making process related to the strategic plan. This might include advisory board, focus groups, or collaborative workshops. So demonstrating the organization values the input of its stakeholders strengthens the engagement and ensures that diverse perspectives are consistent and considered in your strategic plan and your strategic decision-making. Another way for engagement strategies, community events and workshops. So perhaps you're going to maybe host a community event or workshop to engage with some of the people that you're going to serve. We call those beneficiaries and community members. So these forums provide an opportunity to share information about the strategic plan, gather feedback, and ultimately build relationships. So keep that in mind as you're working through your strategic plan. So you can use some interactive methods, maybe Q&A sessions, surveys, group discussions. These encourage active participation. So some community events and workshops, some of the interactive methods that you guys can use, Q&A sessions, surveys, group discussions to encourage active participation. Community engagement fosters a sense of ownership and support for your organization's goals. Okay. And then one final part to communication and engagement that I just want to touch on is adaptability and responsiveness. So recognize that different stakeholders may require different communication approaches. Be flexible and adapting to those communication styles. Alex and I constantly have to adapt to communication styles that we are learning about clients of ours. Some clients are good on email. Some are good on text message. Some are good on phone. Some are good at all three, and some suck at all of them. So keep in mind that you want to be able to adapt at the type of communication that your beneficiary or community member or your stakeholders have. And just be flexible. We all have to, deal with that, as frustrating as it can be. I wish everyone would respond to me by text and email, especially by email. But it just doesn't happen. I think Alex and I would love that, wouldn't we, Alex? Yeah. Okay. So, and then proactively address concerns, questions raised by your stakeholders, clearly communicate. This just gets bigger trust. So by you guys prioritizing effective communication and engagement strategies, your nonprofit can build a strong foundation for the successful implementation of your strategic plan, fostering internal alignment, transparency, and meaningful connections with external stakeholders. Any questions on communication and engagement? Okay. Jay, go ahead and hit the next slide. We're going to talk about budget and resource allocation. Okay. And this is another hard section of the strategic plan. And this usually gets folks, they get caught up here. So remember, budget and resource allocation is more than just money. It's all the components of your organization. So the first part under budgeting, what we're going to talk about is aligning your financial resources. This means emphasizing the importance of aligning the strategic plan with your organization's budget. So you want to ensure that your financial resources are allocated strategically to support the initiatives outlined in your plan. Collaborate with the finance team to create a budget that reflects priorities and goals of your strategic plan. I would suggest regular reviews to adjust the budget as needed to address emerging needs or opportunities. And part 2 of budgeting, transparent financial reporting. Maintain transparency in financial reporting to your external and internal stakeholders. Clearly communicate how funds are allocated and utilized in the alignment with your strategic plan. Once you guys get over $50,000 in gross receipts, you'll be filing a different level of tax filing with the IRS. It's called a 990. All of your financial reporting is reported in that 990 and it's public. So it's very important that you're transparent in your financial reporting because everyone's going to see it anyway. So you might as well ensure that it's appropriately allocated, it's accurate, and you're clearly communicating how your funds are really making an impact. Develop financial reports that provide a breakdown of expenditures related to strategic initiatives. Transparent financial reporting builds trust and accountability. Transparent financial reporting builds trust and accountability. Okay, let's talk about resource allocation. We've got human resources and we've got technological resources. When we're talking about human resources, we're talking about allocating effectively to support the implementation of your strategic plan, ensuring that staff members with the necessary skills are assigned to key roles and responsibilities. So you might want to consider the need for additional training or hiring to bridge skill gaps or meet increased demands resulting from new initiatives. A well-supported and trained team enhances the likelihood of a successful plan execution. Now, a lot of you are a one-man band. So think about what's most appropriate for your allocation of yourself and your human resource allocation. Maybe you need more volunteers or interns. You don't have to be doing this by yourself. There are plenty of people that want to volunteer, plenty of students that want this opportunity and are in school with some of these skill sets. So that's your human resource one. Under technological resources, evaluate your organization's technological infrastructure to ensure it aligns with the requirements of your strategic plan. Do you need to invest in technology to support efficiency, data collection, and reporting? Remember, there's tons of stuff out there that you can use for free. Excel, the whole Google Suites platform. There's various levels of Jotform that are free. Use those, MailChimp, to your advantage until you have to go to the next level and pay for some of those services. Okay, so some other things that I didn't include on the slide that I want to ensure you guys are aware of when you're thinking about budget and resource allocation is also strategic investment and continuous monitoring. So when I'm referring to strategic investment, I'm talking about prioritizing impactful investments and the flexibility of emerging needs. So you might need to prioritize investments and initiatives that align with the organization's mission and have a high potential for impact. Evaluate those all the time. Clearly communicate the rationale behind your investment decisions. This will help demonstrate a strategic and purposeful approach to your resource allocation. And again, you need to be flexible for emerging needs. Maintain flexibility in the budget to address emerging needs or emergency needs or unexpected challenges. Allocate contingency funds to respond to unforeseen circumstances, just like you should be doing in your personal life. You should always have a savings plan or a safety net. And if you need to reallocate your monthly budget and stop spending so much money on Starbucks so that you can create a safety plan, that's what you need to do. But you have to make that decision for yourself in order to do that. And then, of course, continuous monitoring, regular monitor resource utilization, continuous feedback, including your stakeholders. So by having a strong budget and resource allocation, your nonprofit can ensure that financial and human resources are directed towards initiatives that drive the organization closer to your strategic goals. Transparent reporting, adaptability contribute to the overall success of your strategic plan. This fosters financial sustainability and organizational resilience. So if you want your nonprofit to be sustainable, this is a critical component to your strategic plan and the execution and the implementation of it. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the next slide, Jay. This is a very content heavy one, you guys. Annual reports and strategic plans are super content heavy because it's a lot of development that you have to do. Oh, and don't forget, including your strategic plan, or just keep in mind in your brainstorming sessions to have your challenges and solutions. You may have anticipated challenges, list out those potential obstacles. This could be in your opportunity section of your SWOT analysis, and have some strategies to overcome those challenges and ensure success. Okay, go ahead and hit the next slide, Jay. Okay, cool. So, key components of your nonprofit strategic plan. 1, mission statement. 2, vision statement. 3, values. 4, goals and objectives, your SMART goals and objectives. Number 5, SWOT analysis. Number 6, stakeholder analysis. Number 7, your action plan. Those are the critical components to your nonprofit strategic plan. Those are at minimum the sections you must have in your strategic plan. Jay, go ahead and hit the next section. Okay, I know this is a gnarly. This is the reason this is the recap slide. So these are things that I want you to keep in mind as you're going through your strategic plan. So summarizing, your SWOT analysis, stakeholder analysis, and your action plans. These are an important component in guiding your organization towards its mission and vision while fostering adaptability and collaboration. So as we're looking forward, build a sustainable future, acknowledge challenges and solutions, call to action, commit to the journey, celebrate your milestones, and of course, gratitude and confidence. Express gratitude to your team's commitment and efforts in the strategic planning process. This will help you convey confidence in the organization's ability to achieve its mission and make a positive impact. Biggest thing is for confidence for you and your staff that your organization is going to be sustainable. And of course, these key components, encouraging commitment and collaboration, addressing challenges, and issuing a call to action, these really all help you with a sense of purpose, enthusiasm, and confidence in your organization's strategic plan. Okay. Any question? Jay, let's go back one slide so that they have the recap of the key components, because this is the most important slide that I want everyone to see. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions. This concludes the training on your strategic plan for creating one for 2024. We're going to do this one again because really you want to do your strategic plan at the end of the year and the beginning of the year. You want to kick off January 1st with your strategic plan, reevaluate a quarter in. Any questions on creating your strategic plan? If no questions, y'all are free to go. Thank you for joining today's Lunch and Learn on creating your strategic plan. We will send you out a copy of the PowerPoint. We'll send you a guidebook that you guys can use so you can go step by step through the key components of your nonprofit strategic plan. If any of you finish one, we would love to see it. You can put that in the Facebook group or you can email it to us. That would be awesome. Yes, Brian, ChatGPT can be very helpful with a mission statement and some of your other marketing materials, even including helping you guys identify some of your SMART objectives. So if you know some of your goals that you want to have, you can ask ChatGPT to help you turn it into a SMART goal and objective. That's a gem right there. Good one, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're a fan of that around here for sure. Just kind of helps bring everything. Like if you've got jumbled ideas in your head, it kind of helps you just put that together.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll get copies and recordings of this out to all of you. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a great holiday weekend. We will see you guys. If we don't see you next week for Lunch and Learn, we'll see you after the new year. Have a fantastic rest of December.
Thank you.
Of course. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see you, Brian. Nice to see you, Deshelle.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Sheree. Thank you so much, everybody.